XR News. We bring you the news you can use from across the metaverse. Produced by educators in VR, XR News is filmed before a live audience right here in Engage XR.
Today, we're covering the latest news on WebXR, AI and XR, the Samsung London XR launch party, Engage XR's latest updates with AI, and amazing content generation. The first ever FDA-approved adoption of VR for mental health treatments, and so much more news that you need to know.
News is here every Wednesday, bringing you the news and special editions with our XR News Med Health and Innovation Spotlight shows in Engage XR.
Now, you can find, not only are we here every Wednesday, but you can find all of our past episodes on the Educators in VR XR News and YouTube channel. Links to everything we cover every week is on Discord and other social media channels. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you better click that button. We need more subscribers, please.
We love it when people celebrate and share news from our XR News show with others. And we want to make a special shout out to Engage XR for promoting the XR News Innovation Spotlight for next week with the incredible hosts, Dr. Tom Furness, Maxwell McGee, and Chris Madsen. They dive into the latest technology in XR and take us to places and spaces that often defy imagination, walking the knife edge of XR technology. Thank you, Engage XR, for all that you do and making this show possible every week.
You know, last week, boy, did we have fun. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun with Rachel D., the host of XR News Med Health Edition. She showcased Christine Schwartz of the Virtual Round Ballers, the founder of this innovative movement-based mixed reality app for health and fitness. Has you playing basketball in VR? I thought that was amazing. They're expanding to other fitness virtual experiences. And it was so much fun, a really fascinating discussion on the impact of VR on health, fitness, mental health, and wellness. So thanks to Christine and thank you to Rachel. If you missed it, check it out on our Educators in VR XR XR News YouTube channel.
Last XR News, we promised you a special XR News event in July to highlight the merger of AI in XR and robotics. The date is Wednesday, July 22nd. Karen's housekeeping Neo robot that is taught through a VR support team should be arriving any moment, but the tie between robotics and XR has been around for years, and AI is icing on the cake, or metal, plastic, so to speak.
We are excited
a
to
little
be
of all of
bringing
it.
you, yes, and we're excited to be bringing you the highlights of the innovations in XR, AI, and robotics to prepare you for the future. Seriously, we didn't expect to go from the radio in every home to television in every room. We resisted video and mobile phones for decades, and now we make video calls as we walk down the street. Robots are coming, and we want all of us to be ready. Are you ready? Join us Wednesday, July 22nd to get ready.
Yeah. We invite you to become our reporters for this special event. Tell your friends and send us your stories of how XR, AI, and robots are changing your world.
They're changing all of us, whether we want it or not, you know? The XR News is produced by educators in VR and run by volunteers. Thank you so much to all of our partners and sponsors who keep us going, including Vertex Form 3D, the Reinhardt Foundation, Girls STEAM Institute, iLearn, Virtual World Society, Cadets Metaverse, and Bridge Makers. A special thanks goes to Engage XR, yes, for their continued support, which allows us to do our show here every week. So if you and your company would like to sponsor the XR News, please, XR News, it's going to be one of those days, girls. The XR News, please contact us at educatorsinvr.com.
And we're going to open with some industry-wide news. We're kicking things off today with a massive reality check from tech critic Cory Doctorow, who just released his provocative new book, The Reverse Centaur's Guide to Life After AI, on June 23rd, with some common sense yet sharp words about the current state of the industry in interviews in the New York Times, The Atlantic, and other media outlets.
Certainly does speak his mind, doesn't he? Dr. Wu argues that we are currently inside a $1.4 trillion AI bubble fueled by a corporate fantasy of a world without people. He argues that AI in XR and the metaverse serves to establish reverse centaurs, where corporate monopolies force workers into roles as meat appendages. He says the most important thing about a gadget isn't what it does, it's who it does it for and what it does it.
True, that is true. We'll be keeping this in mind as we develop our special show on Wednesday, July 22nd on XR, AR, and robotics.
WebXR is finally giving the browser wars more ammunition. WebXR has long fought to be embraced equally, and recently, the WebXR device API has moved into the status of candidate recommendation for the W3C, the International Standards Committee for all things web-based. Oh, so exciting. This means WebXR is now considered stable and ready for support across every browser. Now, while this process adoption has been slow, oh my God, has it been slow? It has not been stagnant. WebXR is now supported by Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Android Vision, iOS, Samsung Internet, Safari, Opera, and the MetaQuest browser, of course.
Announcement by the Standards Committee says this is the start building in and with WebXR. You do not need a headset to develop. Meta's immersive web emulator runs as a Chrome extension and lets you simulate a headset, controllers, and hand tracking. The frameworks include JavaScript's 3.js, Babylon.js, and support WebGPU that renders faster than the old WebGL. There are still challenges to overcome, but we are overcoming challenges with HTML, right? This is very exciting news.
Wow, should I be expecting my next visit to a website to be an immersive experience?
It is. Let us know so we can share it here on the XR News.
Will do.
It's coming. You know, at AWE and other conferences over the past year, Spatial XR has evolved to Spatial AI, bringing together AR, VR, and AI. Well, first, you know, why is it happening here? So first, the XR space is now considered mature. We're old, ladies. We're old now. So with unified ecosystems like the Android XR, Meta, and Vision OS platforms, and now that now support agentic AI features. NVIDIA has been stepping up the game with advanced XR to render high fidelity digital twins and power physical AI in XR for frontline workers and robotists to interact with 3D environments and 3D spaces in real time. This
so
is
exciting.
Amazing.
Wow. Well, also the medical and healthcare industries are leading the way, and utility navigation and retailers are jumping on board the AI and the XR wagon. You're already experiencing it and likely not noticing. Google Maps Live View overlay provides contextual AR directions now. IKEA, Amazon, and others have long featured AR versions of products to see what they look like in your home and office. With AI on board, combined with the growing adoption internationally of AI glasses, spatial AI is drastically reducing everyday friction in work and play. AI has become the interface layer of immersive technology. Let that sink in.
Yeah, so exciting. And let this next one sink in.
For years, we've discussed our eagerness for veterans associations and healthcare systems to embrace VR. Helium, the mental health wellness VR app, designed for professional and corporate use, also available to consumers, has been finally approved by the U.S. Department of Affairs and launched as the nation's largest in-home VR mental health initiative for veterans to self-manage stress, anxiety, and qualified vets will be delivered Quest 3 VR headsets set up and ready to go with equipment for real-time biometric tracking for interactive visual experience. Also announced FDA registration of Helium Class 2 biofeedback medical device. Finally.
Yes, so excited. And I want you to consider this for a moment, because this is history. This is truly history, folks. You were here as part of this. This is a VR government deployment at scale, followed by regulatory recognition. That's the maturity curve every healthcare XR company has been waiting to see proven. VR-based care is moving from consumer and wellness apps and things to actual clinical instruments and procedural teams at health system, and health systems know it. It is time to celebrate. I am so excited about this, and congratulations to Helium to be the first one to conquer this, and to all of the vets, especially right now. Getting access to this is a step towards this therapy passing down to consumers as well. I'm so excited about this. Can't you tell? I'm just like way too excited.
Well, yes, this is awesome news. And even smaller countries are finally stepping up to embrace XR at the government level. Cambodia has a new Ministry of Industry, new Ministry of Industry, Science, Technology and Innovation, and has officially named virtual reality and haptics expert Dr. Yem Wiebel as the first executive director of the newly established National Research Foundation. Dr. Wiebel is a leader in advanced human-computer interaction, robotics, and telepresence. He'll oversee national R&D funding to catalyze domestic startups, faster product prototypes, and drive technological innovation. We welcome him to the Metaverse officially.
Yes. Yes.
And now on to some virtual hardware news. Glowing reviews are rolling in, hailing the new XReal Aura spatial computing glasses. It's a groundbreaking shift for XR wearables, one that proves that premium spatial computing no longer requires a bulky, isolating headset. Built on the Android XR platform, this sleek hardware manages to directly rival the performance, display tech, and immersion-sized headsets while weighing in at a mere... Ooh, watch this space.
People, I just want to remind you that there's a lot of negative news out there, but it's also our job to bring you not only the bad, but also the good. And I'm excited about all of these things. And here we have news that Samsung has locked in a July 22nd date for a Galaxy Unpacked event in London. And we are all waiting anxiously for the details. Now, many are anticipating this is going to be the launch that turns the Android XR headset story into a more wearable one, and a first real test of Google's cross-platform factor SDK to see if it works, as it drops from a 545-gram head-mounted computer to a 50-gram eyewear frame. Okay, we're going to be watching this. We're going to be seeing what's happening. But for those that have tried the Samsung Galaxy XR headset, they're loving it, and I want one. I want my Pico first, but I'd like one of these. This is going to be interesting. We're going to be watching, and we'll be reporting the news as we find it.
Absolutely. Well, anti-gravity A1 continues to attract attention for 360-degree camera drones that capture all angles simultaneously, allowing for creative framing and post-production. It features an immersive FPV experience through goggles with a 90-degree field of view, and includes intelligent flight modes like Sky Genie, subject orbiting, and Deep Track, car subject framing. The kit is on sale now, starting at $1,200 US and up, and is likely to influence immersive VR drone experiences in the future.
We are still waiting for a release date for the Valve Steam Frame VR headset. The latest news is that Valve has confirmed a release in summer of 2026. Along with the temperatures we've been experiencing across North America and Europe, summer is definitely here and no headset yet. We know that a shipment arrived a few weeks ago, weighing in at over 35 metric tons. Price is still ranging between $900 to $1,500 each, and we hope to have updates for you soon.
I hope so. But in the meantime, Meta has confirmed that they will have their Meta Lab retail experience kiosks in over 50 Best Buy stores by the holiday shopping season. Originally, we thought it'd be here by the end of by summer or so, but it's coming for the holiday season. They are expected to feature demos with glasses and headsets and all kinds of fun joy. And they are currently, for those job hunting, they are currently starting to hire salespeople to staff these. If you are interested, apply now through the Meta hiring webpage.
Ooh, sounds interesting. The inexpensive nightlight projector, smart 5D holographic projector, is not going to live up to its hype, but it's an indication of consumer desire for the future of headset-free room-scale shared VR. Available right now for under $40 from Amazon and $6 from Temu. If it reportedly,
I'm sorry, state of the art, $6. You can get
I
your
know,
own.
really, right? Oh my gosh! I mean, even the Google box, Google Cardboard was, I don't know, $40 or something like that. It reportedly will offer spatial projection mapping, or CAVE, which stands for Cave Automatic Virtual Environments Systems. The goal is simple: change the environment around the people rather than strap a screen to their faces. It isn't quite the Star Trek holodeck, or like a visit to the Las Vegas sphere, or traveling immersive exhibits about Van Gogh and the Titanic, but I guess it's a start.
I guess. Honestly, I'd rather strap something to my face because
Me too.
this $6 thing, I just don't think is going to make it,
No.
But it's a start. It's a start, We want this. We want this. And that's why we're also excited about what's going on with some news that's coming up in just a little bit in our world building section. But we have some other stuff to hit, don't we?
Indeed.
Yes.
The XR app news. Discord is finally in the Quest store. And they've announced an update to allow Discord to not just integrate with your Quest headset, but added the ability to access all of your favorite Discord communities and stay connected with friends directly inside your VR headset without ever needing to take it off. We use Discord constantly in VR, so we are eager to test this. To know your thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, how many of you have used it? Have any of you used the new Discord app in your headsets?
I have.
Yeah. You have, Karen?
Yeah, but then the notifications were going off and driving me nuts, which
Oh.
maybe they can be adjusted for the headset. I don't know, but
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. Now, we're also excited about the Starfall from Wave Engines and Fornix VR. It's available as an early access demo on the MetaQuest store. Starfall delivers a narrative-driven sci-fi mixed reality experience entirely navigated through fluid hand tracking. God, I really cannot wait to really get rid of my controllers. Yeah, I go through batteries like water. So it's frustrating. You awaken in space suffering from a severe memory loss. Wait a minute, is this Project Hail Mary? No. Blending science fiction mystery, a rich musical score, and emotional storytelling, the demo tasks you with exploring surreal extraterrestrial environments, beginning with a mysterious planet, Querthos. Yes, sounds like a dog. Pet name or something. Anyway, you piece together your true identity and uncover the deeper meaning of human connection in Starfall. Could be interesting.
Yep. Versailles is among the most anticipated VR historical experiences, yet few attempts have done it justice. Yaturu XR, an Israeli company trusted by major cultural institutions like Versailles, is changing that by bringing landmark history to life. Its flagship project, Light of Liberty, lets users walk through the palace alongside figures like Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, and Lafayette, marking the U.S. 250th anniversary and France's role in it. Early reports describe the experience as transformative, with more historical expansions expected. We can't wait to see this expand to include more history.
Mm-hmm.
Have you checked out VR Chat's roadmap and feedback web pages? They were updated in the past year to help you identify areas of interest, updates, and file reports. It's at feedback.vrchat.com. Check it out and help VRChat become stronger and grow.
The most recent developer update for VRChat was a week ago and included updates to the companion tools, customizable UI background to add gradients, ability toggles for world creators, and other improvements to the Steadicam, AV Pro, and other fixes.
In world building news today, we have more than just news. We have some exciting stuff going on. There's tons of news in the world here, but today we have some news dealing with Unity Blender and Claude Skills in a hackathon called the Sense AI Hackatomy workshop that is starting today in preparation for the upcoming hackathon next week in LA. The hackathon's an annual event, and World Labs will be there. They're the ones doing this Hackatomy workshop. World Labs focuses on integrating their Marble World model with multimodal AI agents and 3D game engines. And Marble is expecting an update soon, and they're working on it with this hackathon with innovative splat AI conversions with built-in colliders, handable object imports. Now, when I said we had the whole cheap holodecky kind of thing going on the holograph thing, one of the problems we have with splats and with Gaussian splats and with photogrammetry stuff is there's no colliders on these things. You just walk through, they don't have any solidity. They're looking at these AI conversions to add surfaces that we can experience in VR. Very, very exciting. And we're going to be reporting on this hackathon in our social media and XR News coming up as soon as we know something.
Mm-hmm. Exciting news this past week or so from EngageXR. They just announced an integration with Sketchfab, bringing access to more than 1 million free 3D models directly into EngageXR. This is part of their huge update coming later this summer.
The update includes improvements to their AI with generative AI experiences that will create fully immersive virtual environments to be experienced across VR, AR, PC, Mac, and mobile devices. We can't wait and are eager to integrate this into our XR News and Educators in VR immersive education events and trainings.
Seriously, this is exciting stuff, and we cannot wait at all. It's really cool. All right, I love EngageXR. Now, Godot is also moving really fast with their updates, and they announced this week a dev snapshot of Godot 4.8 news cycle. So they just released 4.7 just a couple weeks ago. They announced that future releases will include some new features and functionality to their system, and as well as updates to their web editor, XR editor, and Android editor. If you're loving creating with Godot, join their testing group to learn more and help improve this XR game development platform. I love it.
Vertex Form 3D has a new web address and access to their WebXR portal. It is vertexform.io, and it's ready for public access. They continue to work with educators and VR's Wrecking Crew and are eager for more testers and creators to help push the limits of this groundbreaking Unity-based framework where you can create virtual worlds and multiplayer experiences literally in hours. Join them for their weekly meetups.
Yeah, I love what they're doing. Love what they're doing.
And now on to VR events. Educators in VR is winding down for the summer with their annual working break in August with no public events. This is when we plan out the next year's events and workshops, so get ready for that.
I'm ready. I don't know about the rest of you. We spend the first 2 weeks of August literally just pounding out events. It's an amazing thing to watch. Anyway, in July, also in Engage, Educators in VR will have our special XR AI and Robotics XR News event on Wednesday, July 22nd. We're so excited right here in Engage XR. And do you think you're going to have your robot by then, Karen?
No, it's going to either be at the end of the year or early 2027.
Oh, that's all right. Well, we're going to keep the excitement going and keep picking on you about the robot stuff because it's too much fun. Every time we find a robot that falls on its face or does something weird, we send it to
We
Karen
send
and
it
go,
to her.
yeah, look, this is your robot. It's we're having way too much fun with it.
Better the robot
Okay,
than
it's gonna
me.
be yeah, but it's the year-long joke, you know, we got to do that. Anyway, get excited about that for July 22nd. We're going to have so much fun. And please share your thoughts and your insights on the future merger that is happening with XR, AI, and robotics in all of our lives. I think it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. And the following week, on July 29th, we're throwing a huge party and game festivity and VR chat, where Lance is going to showcase more world building fun and interactivity in our EDVR Center game world.
Next Tuesday's Educators in VR Immersive Education workshop, we'll be exploring empathy with a special program on walking in their footsteps, a look at using platforms like EngageXR to expand a person's worldview and empathetic responses through immersive perspective-shifting experiences. Join us in EngageXR on Tuesday every week in July for new and interesting discussions and workshops for educators, students, researchers, and you.
And don't forget, all of our partner events and activities, many are slowing down for the summer break, but others are heating up, literally. Check them out. If you are hosting regular events and activities in VR, please let us know. We love sharing them here.
Okay, it's time for us to take you on around the tour world of XR-related conferences.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, Lance, you got to work on that drum roll, because this is another time when we need that drum roll.
Yeah, we didn't hear it. Okay.
All right, let's go.
ECVARS is in France this week, bringing together researchers, engineers, developers, and industry professionals in XR technologies.
For those in the UK, Develop Brighton is bringing together people from across the UK and Europe to dive into XR and 2D game development. It's next week, July 14th through the 16th.
SIGGRAPH 2026 is in Los Angeles, July 19th, 23rd.
Unity Unite is in Seoul, Korea, July 21st, followed by Tokyo on November 17th for another Unity Unite special event.
Canadians, that's you stands with trees. XDS is September 8th through 11th in Vancouver for the gaming industry development with a focus on XR and beyond.
MetaConnect 2026 is September 17th.
IEEE's ISMAR 2026 is October 5th through 9th in Bari, Italy.
December 7th through 9th, United XR Europe in Brussels, Belgium.
We did it. Are you ready for next year's
Not
schedule?
quite.
Because this keeps going. We're not quite done, okay? But we did this year's. All right, next year's, let's go.
Okay, CES 2027 is in Las Vegas, January 6th through 9th, and it should be very interesting.
AWE Asia is set for Shanghai, July 15th through the 16th.
Gamescom is in Germany, August 26th through the 30th.
Phew, if you would like to have a favorite conference or XR event featured here, please let us know.
I don't know if we can fit any more up on the screen here. No, we love these. And you know, Educators in VR has been rocking and rolling since 2018, along with the XR News. And we're really proud to remind you that this year we have this is the year of the eights. We've produced over 8,000 educational events for over 80,000 participants in the past 8 years. And we're not stopping now. So we bring you free weekly educational VR events, training sessions, and paid workshops all the time in EngageXR, VR Chat, Frame VR. We're all over the place. So come join us.
Check out our social media too and website for more information and join us. And now it's time for Chat VR. Discussion with our audience here. You should be able to unmute and talk back to us as we do every week. Well, you can actually talk back any way you wanted to, but right now you're allowed. We are eager to hear from you.
Recent general studies and surveys claim that 94% of consumers believe that AI-generated content should be disclosed. But what about in the metaverse?
Despite all the intense drama and heated debates online about generative AI in gaming, a new survey from Game Discover Co. shows that most players actually don't care about AI disclosures. In fact, 68.6% of Steam users surveyed said they are perfectly fine buying a game with an AI label, or they simply don't mind it at all.
Now, it's not all smooth sailing for developers. There is still a real market risk here. About 31.4% of players in this survey view that those Steam AI labels, they have a negative perspective on it. And there is a hard line of 8.1% that say they will flat out refuse to buy anything, any game, anything that touches AI tech.
Well, the biggest takeaway from this is that gamers want transparency. A massive 89.1% actively check for AI disclosures before hitting that buy button. And over half think that developers should disclose even behind the scenes AI coding tools. So while the broader market is ready to embrace the future, developers still have to tread carefully around a highly attentive, very vocal minority.
The EU AI Act has fines for non-disclosure that start at 1.5% of a company's global annual income turnover or higher, depending upon the population, its population, and global reach.
Okay, that was a lot of information. That was
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our question for you. How do you feel about AI in the games and in your apps and VR? Are you in favor of knowing before you buy, knowing before you interact? Are you not? And let's look at the fact that developers are using it and nobody seems to make that much. And should that information be disclosed? So we've got a lot of questions here that got stockpiled here. So let's hear from you. And
What say
Evgenia,
you guys?
I know, yeah, you've been working with some AI stuff, and I know some others have. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, there are two phases to AI. Depending on which one we can discuss here. The one, of course, obviously extremely helpful in debugging, coding, and kind of guiding us through issues. But then if we have NPC, they're also AI, right? They're also useful. AI art is, I don't like it. I think it's very generic, like everybody looks the same, so I would still be in favor. If they could maybe disclose art made by AI or something like that, now think, oh, I don't really want to work around AI made content, like assets, but if there's like AI NPC, that's fine for me, so.
Now, this is an opportunity to talk to you because you founded, you own and you're the founder of Vertex Form 3D. You're incorporating AI in. How are you going to handle disclosure?
So with us, we do have the AI bot that it's not kind of right now in the framework, but it's going to be add-on. And also what we're building is developer controlled stuff, right? So they can decide what they want to disclose or not. For us, I don't know yet. Probably, I'm not sure. If you have an AI bot, people know that it's an AI bot, like an AI greeter, but I'm not sure. I have to think about it. My head is a little, I have to get into that mode to think about that.
It's, right now there's only a few countries that require it by law. The EU is one of them. The UK is another one. Australia is another one. So there's compliance with this. And so, we're going to have to comply, but how far and how deep? That's always the questions. Thank you, Evgenia. I appreciate that insight. Yeah, what about the rest of you?
Well, me, when I play a game and stuff, a lot of times I like it more when it's actually from the people themselves, like the developers making it by hand themselves. But adding a little bit AI is probably okay, at least for me and stuff. But when they start pushing the AI too much, where you can clearly tell it was made from AI, that kind of pushes me away a little bit, because I guess it's more like I can't, I don't feel the, let's say, love that was put into it, because then everyone took their time to work on it, while the AI can just bring something up and put it in there. So that's at least my take on that. So
That's really beautiful. There is a growing, the more we move into technology, the more we move into AI, the more people are taking over ancient crafts, tatting, knitting, lace making, painting, whatever. So there's that need to have handmade. Now, we still don't get paid enough for the things we make for those that sell. Sometimes I can't afford to buy what it costs they ask for. But there is that need. And so I think having hand done is really, there's value in that. But Lance, here's a question for you. If you were to design a game, you'd be required by law to put disclosure down. If you included AI, what do you think about disclosing if you used AI to actually create it? Should you disclose that?
Yes, I think you should definitely disclose that, let people know that you had AI to help you build it, which then, I understand then, especially if they're a small company, maybe with just a couple of people working on it and they can't do everything themselves, then yes, I will say disclose it and I will understand it. But if it's a really big company and they have plenty of people to work on it, and they still say it's AI, I'm like, okay, good, but still a little bit disappointed that y'all used more AI than people. But yes, I do think, being more open.
But you brought
the trouble is you won't be able to tell. I mean, they would have to be very specific about it, and they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you brought up a
Exactly.
good point. Are they supposed to report 5%, 1%, 10%, 50%? I mean,
Exactly. Would they even
how do
know?
you do that? Yeah.
Ooh, good point.
Ah, interesting. How about the rest of you? Go ahead, unmute. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello.
Rich.
Hey, can everybody hear me as I'm breaking up my
Yes,
audio?
we can.
Yes.
Okay, actually, I'm using AI now while I'm in here on my phone watching y'all. What I'm
Full
mostly
disclosure.
I use AI a lot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I use it a whole lot. Like yesterday, I used it when I went to the gas station, and my tank was on I think 53 mile range, and I wanted to know exactly how much money I need to spend to fill my tank up. And I asked AI, and it told me all I had to put was $35 more in there. And I put $35 more in there and came back and filled it up. My tank was filled up. I was like, wow. So that's the one way I use AI. And then another way, I have a business. Well, I'm turning into the business. It's not yet a full business yet, but I generate my income by trading the stock market. So I asked AI to develop me some trading strategies that I can use that can enhance, my skills and all that, and to make my strategy even better. So it did, and it creates me indicators. It creates me, alerts to get into the market and get out the market. And I'm just amazed. And right now I'm telling it to do, make me another strategy as I'm talking to y'all.
Okay. Nothing like multitasking. Thank you.
Yeah, so I love AI. I always use it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Just be careful with that, because AI is not always right when it comes to, no one's always right when it comes to the stock market. There's little things in there, but good on you. Good on you. Great example.
AI is human made, so it can be just as fallible as a human being.
We with Steph and I she's been developing using Gemini and a little Perplexity and stuff, trying to help us find the news and bring that together to make our script. And today, the AI decided that Cambodia was in Africa. And
Yeah.
she was so busy with everything, she missed it, and I spotted it. So it takes two
Good
human
thing.
eyes. Yeah, good thing to
Someone
see.
might have
There's a
gotten,
few,
insulted.
yeah, thousands of miles between Africa and anywhere in Africa and Cambodia. So yeah, it's
But
you
it's
need the humans in the loop. So I agree. Yeah, Karen.
it's getting much better though. It doesn't hallucinate
Yes.
as much as it used to.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's really
But we've gotten
improved.
better too at using it so that we don't give
That's
it the
true.
opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, and so Karen, what about you? How much do you think
Well,
should be disclosed?
Laurel, right now, I think it should be disclosed, but I also think that we're in a transition period and there's a push and a pull right now. As AI continues to develop, as we reach AGI and then ASI, none of this is even going to matter anymore because everything's going to be made by AI. When programs like Photoshop, image editing programs first came out, they leveled the playing field for everybody, so everybody could become a digital artist. Now, whether they did it well and they had the skills, not the skills, but they had the art form to be able to create visually appealing art, that's a whole different story. But the tools were made available, and right now that's happening with AI. It's democratizing film, it's democratizing artwork, so that the average person can go in and create artwork or create a novel or whatever it is. And maybe it's not right now as perfect as somebody who really does have those skills and the talent, but we're fast approaching the point where it is. So right now we're just in a real rough position, I think. And the whole thing with Mythos, with Claude and the government pulling it back, now we're going to have some government control, which could be a good thing and maybe not a good thing. I mean, a little bit of both.
Might depend on the government.
Yeah, that's exactly
What she said.
Yeah. But yeah, I think right now, because of the public's view of AI, which isn't always the most favorable view, I think right now those things should be disclosed. But I think in the future, not too distant future, that it's not even going to make a difference.
Yeah,
I agree.
How about the rest of you? Anyone else have an opinion on this? We'd love to hear. Because Dawn, you've been studying Unity, getting your certification, and you're taking this even further to go down this greater certification path. What are your thoughts on AI and all of this?
Well, I think it's becoming more and more the case that everyone is using AI in their jobs, for hobbies, for day-to-day living. So in anything with technology or building software, I don't think it's necessary to point out, oh, I used AI to help support the build of this product, other than I do think somewhere in the game it should be listed around the digital assets and the creations of that, to give credit to which tools supported that. Just like you would to a human artist, I think that should be revealed. And I also think that AI art and creations make human developed creations even more valuable.
I agree. I mean, we didn't CGI, as we'd known it up until now, never put out on alarm bells didn't go off when we saw CGI being used in just about everything. Not that it started like maybe 10 years ago. Now they just give it a credit. The person who uses the CGI gets a credit as the person who does the CGI. I think that's what's going to happen with AI. Is you're going to have a human wrangler that is going to be given some title that is going to be in the credits. And that is going to be the way you're going to know that AI was being used. But you're probably going to assume that it's being used in just about everything anyway by that time.
And I work in a lot in the publishing industry, and I am staggered at how often I'm seeing writers and even myself have to justify that I wrote this by myself. AI did not write this. And I'm starting to see that in a lot of other art forms, and developer and coding is, you know, I did this myself. Now I have to prove that I did it. And a friend of mine who's a well-known author has been attacked with copyright issues and other things over the years, many, many years. And he documents everything fanatically and then has them all sent down, and they're actually preserved at a local at a university in his state as references to make sure. And at some point he said one of these days he was going to put all of his notes in a book and copyright that sucker, so he can copyright his copyright notes. But that's how hard it is to justify that your work is your own, and now we have machines in. So excellent point, Dawn. Really, really good point. And I was really interested in the movie Project Hail Mary, how they handled actually celebrating that while they used some CGI, and there was very little AI, but there was some, majority of that was filmed without it, using some old traditional things. And they went overtime inviting people into the filming area, into the studio and whatnot, to actually interview them, the actors and all the scene builders and everything, to actually show how it was done. And there's this brilliant scene that when I've taken people to see it, they go, oh man, well that's CGI, that's AI, that's beautiful. I go, no, it's not.
Nope.
It is the red scene where he's sitting in what's called the astrophage, and there's red floating all around him and everything. That was done with old style film techniques with the lens to create that effect right on the camera lens. And and there were LED lights that were floating around, and it was just blur in there. So those old techniques are still good, they're still valid. But here we have a movie that's like what, number 2 or so, 2 or 3 for the year as best selling, and they have to justify the fact that they use traditional methods and not AI and CGI. So it's really fascinating.
Well, I think you're going to be able to tell whether AI and human beings are working in tandem or whether one is weighing out the other, simply because an AI just does not have the same taste that an individual can have.
Now,
Yeah,
I think it's going to change.
I mean, it's very good at imitating it, but there's always going to be, when it stops being generic is when it stops being an aggregate of everybody. So we shall see.
We're going to see. Yeah, good points. Anyone else? Last words? All right, I'm going to ask Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you have been working with AI and with VR and everything, working in landscaping. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Really, it's about risk management and avoiding misrepresentation. I know that sounds like oversimplifying it, and I know it's much more complex than that, but
you're right.
That's the message I would want to give to students: is don't misrepresent things, and obviously don't use copyrighted material. That gets more problematic. But yeah, misrepresentation and risk management.
Beautiful summation. Thank you. Beautiful. All right, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone in our audience for being a part of our discussion and being part of our show every week here in EngageXR. We do this for you. We do this because we want to support the ongoing energy and enthusiasm and passion that we all share for the metaverse. So thank you for being here.
And now, as we are saying adieu, XR News is produced by educators in VR and our XR News volunteer team, and live in EngageXR every Wednesday. We've been bringing you the news from across the metaverse since 2018. We're still here every week with the news you need to know.
Next week, the XR News Innovation Spotlight with its incredible hosts, Dr. Tom Furness, Maxwell McGee, and Chris Madsden, will dive into the latest technology in XR and take us to places and spaces that often defy imagination, walking the knife edge of XR technology. Thank you, Engage XR, for all that you do and making this show possible every week.
Each of our shows is filmed for YouTube, so subscribe and share with your friends. And join the Educators in VR Discord and subscribe to our other social media channels to find links to what we highlight here on the show and much more about the metaverse and immersive education. Keep up with XR and help us share the news from around the metaverse too.
As we do every show, we give credit to all of the hard work created every day by the online professionals and citizen journalists from across the metaverse industry who cover the news and help us bring it to you. For full disclosure, thanks and credit also goes to our AI assistants, Gemini, Perplexity, and a few other bells and whistles that help us scan the web for the latest news and updates and help us edit our script and our slides and make us check to make sure that Cambodia is not in Africa. Thank you for all. Hey, we got to have the human loop in there. So credit also to Steph and myself and others who put this together every single week for you. Thank you to all of you out there toiling in the metaverse because this is for you.
And thank you also to our educators and VR partners, sponsors, and supporters, including iLearn, the Reinhardt Foundation, Girls STEAM Institute, Virtual World Society, Cadets Metaverse, Vertex Form 3D, Bridgemakers, and Engage XR. We are also looking for volunteers to make the news possible, so come join us.
It really does take a village to produce this show for every Wednesday here on Engage XR. So please take time after the show to thank everyone who gives so much of their time to make this show possible. Thank you.
Remember, you are the reason we do the XR News Show. So until next time, stand up, stand tough. And most of all, in these amazing, uncertain times, please, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
We did a thing!
Yay!